Let's talk about
Let's not
Koda
talk about
in
TVT.
Hometowncrib.
We got a good matchup here. We got
Yeah,
TVZ.
yeah, right. Legit, one of the best all-time matches of StarCraft ever.
And definitely the least bitched about matchup overall right now.
Yeah,
Like people are complaining about PVZ, people are complaining about
PVT.
yeah, PVT. People are always complaining about the mirrors, but TVZ I think is in a pretty good spot right now. But anyway, you know what time it is, don't you?
It's introduction time, my friend.
You did know.
So in the bottom left, as the teal Terran player, we have Risen's Koda. And in the top right, sporting the color pink, we have Hometowncrib.
That we do, my friend.
That we do. Hometown.
I gotta say, oh, that's two barracks. That's two barracks. Is this Reapers? This has to be Reapers, right?
Yeah, something cheesy.
I mean, a gas, two barracks this quickly.
It's gotta be Reapers,
It's
yeah.
got to be Reapers. I think
Yeah.
we saw him do this against Stalix before. He doesn't like hyper commit to Reapers and like those old like Beyond styles where you're gonna get like 17,000 of them.
Yeah.
But he got like 4 of them. He harassed a lot and then he expanded behind it and he got like a really fast stim, if I remember that game correctly.
How cool would it be if you did like a one base tying push with like 2 barracks marines and like factory tank? Like really early on with like tanks and marines, like
I
super quick.
feel like that's one of those things that sounds really good,
I bet it
but
isn't.
would get but no, what I was gonna say, but get shut down by queens.
Yeah,
Like there's
queens
a
or
lot of
just a lot of
aggressions.
Zerglings.
There's a lot of aggressions against Zerg. I feel like where you're like, this sounds like it could be really good, and you're like, oh shit, he's got 6 queens. Like,
Right.
I
With
can't,
transfuse.
and I can't fight transfuse. I just don't have the DPS without stim, right? Like,
Yep. But Reapers are good. They hit quick enough. It gives you a lot of flexibility where you can harass, especially on this map. I think that could be potentially very, very good.
yeah, he's
He's
got a
got that
lot of
opening on the ramp, so.
yeah, and a lot of jumpy zones too, so he can bounce around. That main is not like into the corner of the map like it is a lot of times. It's a lot like that mineral line in the main is a lot more exposed. So I think this is a really smart map to pull this strategy out on, but we'll have to see
Yeah, I
how
mean, especially
Hometown
when you're
reacts.
leading the series. When you're leading the series 2-0, I think this is a really good idea, right? Because even if you lose it, you're still in a good position. And now you're making Koda. Well, I'm sorry, you're making Hometowncrib think about it. Like, oh, is he going to cheese me again? I better be prepared.
Well, yeah, because he's
And
gonna
then he
see
doesn't.
two Reapers here, and he's gonna be like, oh shit, like you never see
Yeah.
2 Reapers unless it's a pretty strong Reaper commitment. So there's a chance he underreacts and a chance he overreacts, which I mean, to be fair, so far it doesn't look like he's doing either of those 2 things, but still a smart play from Koda to kind of
Yeah,
test the
yeah, I
waters.
like it. And metabolic boost is only just over halfway, so he still has a good amount of time to pick off some units, which he does need to do, though.
Yeah, he definitely does. But again, he's gotten some drones, and he hasn't lost a Reaper yet, right?
Not yet. No,
Nope,
he's
he's
managed to
lost
keep him
nothing.
alive. Oh, now he's going to go in and get a few more drone kills.
Oh,
That's pretty nice.
yeah.
I do like Hometown's response, though, getting that 3rd hatchery up. I think that's a really smart play.
Yeah, because I mean, he's got that Overlord in the natural. He knows his opponent is on 1 base, and he's like, all right, you can get cute, you can kill some stuff. I think he's probably killed more than he would have wanted, but he's going to say, I'm going to have, 3 hatches, I'm going to have a lot of queens. You're on 1 base, there's only so much you can throw at me.
Yeah, and Hometown knows that with that Overlord down there scouting. He knows.
Mm-hmm.
He just needs to stop the bleeding.
Exactly. If he can cover the wound, as it were, then he'll be in a pretty good spot. But again, these Reapers, nothing lost. Nothing lost.
No.
Oh.
I thought for sure he's going to get that one.
I know, so did I. The simultaneous freak out, like, oh my god!
Oh my god, he's gonna get it. And then nope, not so much.
But you're actually a little bit right. I mean, we're not seeing the tanks, but we are seeing 1 base pressure. We're seeing stim, a lot of marines, and 2 medevacs. Like, this is a 1 base timing. This is exactly what that is.
Koda has a lot of this kind of nonsense. Like he has a lot of 1 base timings. I've seen quite a bit of it, and it's kind of reminds me of Stalix, where it's like, okay, he's gonna put all his eggs in this basket, and you know how some people are kind of indecisive. They're like, well, that didn't exactly work, so I'm going to expand, I think, and then it just kind of whiffs and it does nothing, right? You just get countered and get killed. But Koda managed to do a fair amount of damage, probably close to enough. And now he's got this really high damage output potential counter with his own expansion coming up right behind it. Stim is almost done too, so I I like his thinking here. Koda is playing this really smart.
And I think there could be some really cool synergy here because he's going to have stimmed Marines,
Mm-hmm.
which generally you can zone on creep even with slow banelings, but he can bounce those around with the Reapers if he wants to, or hit at the third. It looks like while he's going to try and go into the natural or the main with the Reapers and split him in half. And I think he gets this third base. Like, he gets
I
it.
think you're right. I mean, if he doesn't, then that means he lost a lot of Zerglings potentially, right? Ooh.
Ooh, yeah. No, those transfuse. There's too much transfuse, right? Ooh.
No,
Oh,
he's gonna get it.
he's going to get it. Oh, but will the
But he needs
Medivacs
to
get
get the
out?
heck out of there.
So he loses pretty much everything. Oh, but the Reaper's in the main too. He's killing drones behind this as well.
Yeah.
Okay, these Reapers are finally going to die. So do you think that's worth it? I mean, he loses a lot. He's getting counterattacked at home, and so the CC is delayed, but he does get the third.
I feel like Hometown is in the lead slightly, just because. I mean, losing that third did hurt him, but Koda's production is definitely lagging a little bit. Luckily, he's managed to keep up his upgrades with that engineering bay that's going now, but he lost a lot of aggressive units. He lost a lot of Marines, so Hometown really kind of took the wind out of Koda's sails temporarily.
Certainly did. Oh, I never updated the score. Whoops. There we go. Score is updated.
And by the way, I don't know, because the last time I casted with you, I was really quiet. Can everybody hear me? I don't know if they can. I hope they can. You may want to turn me up on Discord if they can't.
Okay.
So watch for that if you get a chance.
Whoops, I accidentally invited you to a Discord channel, but I also turned you up, so.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah, just because I was a little quiet last time, and I'm like, I got my mic turned up, so hopefully it's okay. But
Yeah, I mean, I hope so, but it looks like, oh, nice counterattack here. As soon as Hometown's been
yeah,
devilish with these counterattacks, but again, here comes the pain train. That's a drop, but that drop is going to get zoned by the Queens, and oh, it's going to get out, but
ooh, almost lost
yeah,
that medevac.
let's hope the people heard that.
I hope they did. Yeah. I mean, the one thing that gives me a little hope for Koda here is the fact that Hometown hasn't retaking his third. So I feel like, okay, here he goes. Now he's going to take it. But that's the one hope that I feel like Hometown has, or that Koda has, because Hometown's been a little reluctant. And he's going to take down that third again.
Yeah, delaying it
Good
even
timing.
more. And now, I mean, I think the script is flipped, and now I think Koda's got a pretty decent lead. I mean, he's dropping around. He hasn't lost a ton yet. Oh, but these drops might be about to go down. Looks like the one in the... Oh, gets away with like half a hit point. This one in the main has to get picked, and it will. It will get picked off.
Yeah, it's cleaned up.
But still, I mean, behind this, Koda's... He's powered up on 2 base while continuing to harass the third of his opponent. I mean, 2 base to 2 base, I mean, the efficiency of bio is gonna... It's gonna kind of trickle out of hand if you don't do something big.
Yeah, between the bio units just being super efficient and the medevacs, and not to mention, let's not forget about mules. I mean, Koda is likely going to be mining at a much higher rate than I mean, Koda is going to be running at a higher rate than Hometown, and I feel like now is the time for Hometown to say, you know what, shoot, I'm not going to take one, I'm going to take 2 extra bases, because that's what he needs.
Yeah, certainly. Ooh, so actually
Nice counter.
double drop while the counterattack, yeah.
It's good tank positioning, though.
Oh, 2 tanks.
A lot of Zerglings go down for nothing.
Yeah, I mean, he got a tank and he delayed some mining time, but behind this, there's more Marines, and if he shouldn't, because this army's here.
Third.
He's got the army there. He should be able to get to it in time, but it looks like Koda's going to try and focus fire, but no. If he lets the Banelings get on that.
Shh. Oh
Got
no.
it. He got it. Holy cow. And that is I mean, those Marines, you know, Medal of Honor. They paid for themselves.
They certainly did, and Hometown needs to take 2 bases. That one extra base is not going to do them any real good, because Koda is putting so much economic pressure on him, just with that micro constantly harassing Hometown.
Oh, and he's actually doing just that. Double bases
good.
and Spire, and I really like that. Spire
Yes.
will shut down these drops, which Koda is leaning on really heavy. He's leaning on him with these drops. And if he can shut that down with the Spire while double expanding himself, he can get himself back into this game in a major big way.
almost picked off the medevac.
That's like the story of this game, though.
Yeah.
Almost got the Reaper, almost got the medevac. Like, why don't
It's so
Koda's units
frustrating.
die, man? Why don't Koda's units die?
That's so frustrating to have witness when you're just getting edged out here, there, and just by a little bit over and over and over again. It's just demoralizing. Not to mention it starts to add up quick.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't even realize the other huge thing we got to talk about here is the upgrades. 2-2 on the way, while only +1 armor, about to finish for Hometown. A Terran with that kind of advantage is going to gain ungodly levels of efficiency, and he might get this 4th. Okay, he's not. He's not. Oh, he's going to get the 3rd. Or
Again.
Is he? No, he's going to go for drones.
He's going to go for drones, which is just as dangerous.
Yeah. Because, I mean, now Koda's up on workers. He's landed his 3rd base. When 2-2 finishes, I mean, Hometown is going to be... He's going to have to fight like hell to overcome an upgrade lead like that.
Yeah. The multitasking of Koda is out of this world. I mean, he's picking up medevacs and dropping left and right. I mean, this kind of reminds me of Eternal. It really does.
Yeah. Well,
the way he's playing.
Apparently now you were too loud, so I turned you down a little bit more.
Okay.
Kasai in the chat complaining, as Kasai does. But, oh, these overlords are even going to heavily supply block him, which means he can't make any more mutas. Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Koda is just abusing this game. He's doing what Terrans do best with those medevacs, and he's doing it incredibly well, dealing massive damage while only suffering minimal losses overall, considering the amount of damage that he's inflicted upon his opponent.
Yeah, ooh, these banelings. Oh, but of course,
Nope, picks him up.
Koda's units don't die unless when he intentionally sacrifices them to kill banelings.
Which was epic. I mean, that was totally worth it.
Yeah. Yeah, and now, I mean, economy, advantage Koda. Army, advantage Koda. Upgrades, advantage Koda. I mean, unless, Hometown can get a huge fight with some great baneling hits and then get across the map right away and lock down the 3rd, I'm not sure what his path to victory is besides that.
I don't know either, but we have to give credit where credit is due. Koda has really made this game. He's made this game for himself. His opening was pretty cute. It was good, but I would argue that Hometown probably got the better of it. But everything since then has been spot on.
Yeah, I mean,
for Koda.
He's really just been dictating the pace of this game 100%.
Yes.
And now, I mean, he splits versus the banelings. And, I mean, he's building 46 lings. He's got a few more banelings left, but even those are getting,
oh god,
like, one at a time, picked off by the dropping Marines. And now he's in the 3rd base. Ugh,
yeah,
how do you kill this army? How do you kill it?
You don't. You don't.
Yeah, he's going to go for one last hurrah with the queens and the rest of the lings, but these tanks in the background are going to, decimate the lings. The queens have a lot of energy, but they don't output a lot of damage is the problem. And now, I mean, both those extraneous bases go down. He's even sending a medevac into the main. This man is an animal.
Yeah, he is. I can't even keep up with all the action all over the screen. This is insane. Meanwhile, let's not forget, Koda is still macroing at home.
I know,
units.
It's not fair. He's getting 3-3 and everything. Like, this is the part of the game where I'm like, oh, I could win, and I completely, like, tunnel vision in on one thing. Koda's not doing that.
Another drop in the main, attack in the front. The natural, or the 3rd is under siege, if there were a 3rd, and GG is called.